members, notice of this meeting was given at least 48 hours in advance. On May 2nd, 2018, notice was mailed to the Courier Post in the Aldea. Notice was also posted on the bulletin board located by the reception desk at the central office and all school building bulletin boards within the district.
When I call your name, please say present. Teresa Atwood. Catherine Blackshear.
She's excused.
Jose Brito Bueno.
He's excused.
Taisha Munir.
She's excused.
Wasim Muhammad.
Present.
Felicia Reyes Morton.
Here.
Martha Wilson.
Present. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty, justice for all.
Okay, I'll be coming down to give the presentation. All right, good evening, everybody. I think as everyone knows, this is a special meeting devoted to staffing. And I want to go ahead and acknowledge that this presentation will be on the shorter side. One reason for that is we've already shared out information in an email publicly to the rest of our staff in the district that effectively laid out the headline, which is that there are no school-based budget reductions this year. So after some incredibly meticulous and strategic planning on the part of our team, I want to give a shout out to Neha Dean and Katrina and Anna and Taryn, Dr. Fletcher, and so many others who have played a role here, Allison and Onome in the back as well. And so careful planning, and in addition to that, I'm sure I'm leaving plenty names out, we have been advocating in Trenton for additional funds, and I believe this was discussed during the last couple of board meetings that I wasn't in attendance for due to family leave, and so that advocacy has really paid off. And so today we're here to just share some additional details of our staffing plans this year. So our goal is to ensure that all of our schools are properly resourced, and as everyone here knows, the vast majority of our expenditures are personnel. So roughly 90% of our operating budget goes toward paying our staff, investing in our staff, training and supporting our staff. And so with that comes ongoing evaluation and support. And so we want to aim to grow a high quality staff that builds on the progress we've seen to date and increases positions as necessary to best support our students. So, as I mentioned, all of our staff are evaluated from the central office to the school level, and the goal is continuous improvement so that they're receiving feedback and coaching. And so with that, accountability certainly comes a great deal of support. And so staff members who do consistently fall short of those expectations, stand to no longer be, with the district. So the personnel decisions that are being recommended in this board report, in the materials that I believe some of you all already have in your hands, the vast majority of them have to do with performance-based non-renewals. And so even still, that is a very small number. And so as you'll note here, just 1.5% of school-based members will be non-renewed, mostly for performance reasons. So it's a very, very small number in the grand scheme of things. And we've discussed for several years now the investments we've made from deans of climate and culture, coordinators of climate and culture, family and operations coordinators, reading interventionists, and so we are still well positioned to continue those investments for our students, for our staff, and so we are maintaining a school-based staff to student ratio of 5 to 1. We're maintaining all of those positions I mentioned earlier. Behavioral specialist is another one we could call out. We're maintaining so many of the other non-personnel investments we've made, such as AP programming. That's a personnel investment, but the offerings we've provided to our students to ensure that they get additional SAT supports as well. So all of those things are being maintained. For those staff who are impacted, just so everyone knows, we are providing a lot of supports. So information about their health benefits and unemployment benefits and counseling supports are available here. I believe we have devoted staff to be able to answer any questions. And certainly that information is available constantly in our central office for folks who walk in. And some additional information here is noted as well. So that concludes the presentation, and we will now move back up to the dais. All right, so let me just ask our board members this question. The next part of the program here tonight would be to move to public comment. We don't have any speakers signed up, and that is the last component of the meeting this evening. So we could just move forward and adjourn the meeting, or you all could wait a few more minutes. I'm going to leave it to you. I mean, usually we have speakers signed up by this point, right? So that usually we know by now if they're going to be speakers.
If we have no one who has signed up,
I mean, certainly board member.
said no, Ms. Atwood, then we can move forward. You have something? Okay, then Ms. Atwood.
Motion to go into closed.
Do I have a motion to go into closed session?
Motion to go into close.
The board will now go into closed session to discuss matters of personnel. We will be back in 15 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry, all in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. One opposed? No. We will be back at 6 p.m. All in favor of coming out of close?
Yes.
All opposed? Okay, we're now out of closed session. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second? Is there a second? I'm sorry. Okay. We are now adjourned.